Hey you guys, it's your favorite Max guy Andy here. I'm out in the shop today. I've got a little issue that I'm working on with the Max. I thought I would share this video with you guys on what I guess you'd call as a how-to. So the other day I went to get on the Max. It's been a couple days ago. I went to get on the Max to go for a ride with my granddaughter, Miss Bella. You guys have seen her. So when we came out, I tried to start the Max. When I turned the ignition switch, nothing happened. First thing I thought was, maybe this is a battery issue. Well, I checked my battery. My battery had plenty of voltage. I actually checked my gauges in the Max too, because I've got an ammeter and a voltmeter. Both of those showed normal. So I was kind of concerned. I was like, well, what do you think is going on? So I got online, obviously, did a bunch of research, called a couple of the lawnmower shops that are here in Brandenburg and one that's down on Dixie Highway, which is closer to Louisville, Kentucky. And I've come to the decision that I think that maybe it's the solenoid / relay for the starter on my machine. So I went and picked one up down on Dixie Highway at Bluegrass Lawn. It's kind of a mom and pop company, but they're really great people. Bluegrass Lawn Care, they really took care of me. I explained to them what my machine was, which they were unfamiliar with. Obviously, you run into that in a lot of places. But when I told them what kind of motor I had and what I had going on, and I had taken a picture of the starter solenoid / relay, that's how it's listed. They were able to find the part that I needed, which was really awesome. So I have my solenoid / relay, which is this guy here. This is a brand new one. The part number at their shop is R37 solenoid. That's what their part number is. I don't know what it is from Kohler, but I can tell you this, guys, just a heads up, if you order anything directly from Kohler, they're going to want you to replace the battery, the solenoid and the starter. It comes as one complete kit. If you just want the solenoid, they're not going to want to sell that to you. So it's a better idea to go to a lawnmower shop where they can separate part numbers and things like that. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. You guys, give me any feedback that you have. Let me know what your machines have. I bought a different style solenoid, which was one that was more geared towards a lawn tractor, and it was actually made to bolt to the frame. It wasn't attached to the actual starter. I'm told that some of the older machines have those relays. So make sure that you look at your machine and find out what you need exactly. And it's always helpful to take a picture into these places and show them what your machine has on it. Check out my work and let me know what you guys think. Okay, as you guys can see, I already have the body lifted up on the Max. I'm ready to start working. I just wanted you guys to see what my setup was. Obviously, I've got a ton of light because it's late at night. I wanted to make sure that you guys could see everything going on. But we're about to tackle this. Now, we'll give you guys a pro tip. So, pro tip is the bolt on the solenoid that is closest to the motor is a lot harder to get to than the outside one. So, be ready for that. Alright, guys. So, this is your starter solenoid. This is the front of the motor. Your T20 transmission is right here. That's the front of the machine. In case you guys were wondering about the orientation of things. So, your bolts back here on the back, there are two of them. They are 10 millimeters. Yeah, we're going to talk like we're British because we're using all these metric components. These are 10 millimeters. And this one here, which there are two posts here, this one here is a 13 millimeter. Get all fancy on y'all. So I've already loosened these up because, like I said, it is a bear to get to that to this back one. It's pretty difficult. But we're going to go ahead and loosen them up and take this guy loose. And it's a pretty tight fit back here, guys. I'm not going to, you know, kid around with you guys about it. It's a pretty tight fit. So if you don't have small hands, this is going to be more of a chore than it should be. But we've got both of these loose now, so we'll go ahead and pull this guy out. I feel like I'm being stopped by something here. Let's see. Okay. Looks to me, like I'm going to have to take these jokers loose to even be able to get this guy out. Which I didn't think that would be the case, but, you know, you live and you learn. So, you're going to take your 13 millimeter, and you're going to go ahead and loosen these bolts. Which apparently on this, it's not a 13 millimeter. Kind of confusing. Let's see. Alright, guys. We're going to go ahead and I'll get this loose, and then we'll shoot another video. Okay, guys, so I've got the new one installed. As you guys saw on the other one, there is a step down. The high step goes on the top, low step goes on the bottom. That little guy right there, he's for this plug. So once you tighten everything down, hopefully our Max is a roaring vicious machine again. Tell me what you guys think of the video. Thanks. Hey you guys, just a little editor's note. Something that I learned the hard way. When you're putting on a starter solenoid on these Kohler Commanders, if it is attached to the starter, when you go to attach the starter solenoid, there's a small plastic piece right here. And you actually have to go up over the plastic piece that's inside there and lock this thing in. See how it's got those grooves cut out of it? So me, I didn't do that, and of course it kept it depressed like this, so as soon as I hooked my battery up, it started running the starter, and I had to disconnect it to get it to stop. So after I took it back apart and I scratched my head for a few minutes, and I thought, well, I wonder why it did that. I started looking at the starter, and I saw those. I hadn't looked previously. I just kind of thought it fit in there and did what it was supposed to do, but that is apparently the case. You've got to slip this onto those forks. So you've got to kind of angle it like this and snap it in place. All right, I'm your favorite Max guy, Andy. This is how I'm living my Max life. How are you living yours?